What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the release. Today, I'm just gonna get straight into it. But before that, I just want to say, I've been listening to a lot of music lately. I'm gonna say song of the day is "Kiss Teeth" by Dobson Music, Christian dancehall. It's actually
Mm,
really good. But straight into it, I want to talk about the summer league today, okay? And I'm gonna start this one off. I'm gonna start this one off because you know why? I have a bone to pick with Mr. Victor Wembanyama. Okay, now. I just want to say that yesterday, after his lackluster performance of 9 points. Now, I will give him that he got 5 blocks. That's very impressive. But he got 9, 8, and 3 yesterday, okay? Lackluster. He said, I didn't really know what I was doing on the court, but I'm trying to learn. You are the first overall pick in the draft, and you're letting Marquise Noel, who's undrafted, go 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals on 50% from the field and 66.7% from 3. Do better than you. And he's not saying, no, I didn't know what I was doing out there on the court. He's undrafted. And the first overall pick is one of the worst performers we have seen from a player in the draft yet. Now, I'll give him the 5 blocks, but you, as the #1 overall pick in the NBA 2023 draft, cannot say you don't know what you're doing on the court. Someone get this kid to media training because you can't say that. You can't say, nah, I didn't know what I was doing on the court. You can't do that. That's just
uh,
poor from Wemby, bro. I'm sorry, that's poor from Wemby, especially after that performance, because the media wants to highlight Brandon Miller fouling out, and I'll admit that is crazy to get
yeah.
that many fouls in your first 2 games. Like that's crazy. But then he went
Uh,
for 16, 11, 1, 3, 1, and 5 yesterday. Like what? I'm pretty sure one of those is a turnover. Sorry, but he had 3 steals, 1 block, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 16 points. That's better than Wemby. Like I just can't believe that the Spurs they got to get these rookies into some media training, bro. Seriously, you can't go
yeah,
out
that
there
was
and say that. That
crazy.
that, that was
That was
horrible from him.
crazy.
But that's what I wanted to say to start this thing off.
Mm,
But that being said, what are you thinking about Wemby's performance to start it?
yeah, definitely wasn't good, especially offensively. I mean, got a couple of turnovers, missed a lot of shots.
Yeah, he shot
Defensive,
15% from the field and 16% from three.
yeah, that was rough. Yeah, he didn't play good at all. Definitely that crazy response in the interview. I don't know what I'm doing out there. Just say you had an off night, bro. You
Yeah,
don't
what?
you don't hear that day. But I'll say this: it is summer league, so I'm not gonna put way too much stock. We've seen
Yeah, of
people
course.
like Alonzo Ball was the MVP of the summer league, and De'Aaron Fox ended up having a better rookie year than him. So I mean, so that
Yeah,
happens. Definitely not a good game, but
of
I
course.
mean, I'm not gonna take too much stock in the summer league because I mean, Brandon Miller hasn't been good either. So I guess the first two picks
Yeah,
have been pretty disappointing. But yeah, it's a
yeah,
summer league game. I'm not gonna take too much stock into it. But
yeah,
yeah, he didn't play well. So that's
yeah.
just my response.
Let it be known because a lot of people I've told a lot of people that don't worry about Brandon Miller. It's only the summer league, and I may be sounding a bit hypocritical here, but I just want to say that I'm doing to Wimby what y'all are doing to Brandon Miller. So it's like it sounds weird when it happens to Wimby, but uh, also Scoot Henderson's injured. I was
Yeah, it was.
very sad to see that, bro. Did they
Yeah,
know?
let's hope
Did
it's
they
not
know when he's
long
coming
term.
back? Yeah, I hope it's not long term either. What is it? All I know is
I'm
that he
not
got
sure.
injured.
I haven't checked it yet, but I hope it's not long term. And he was playing well too before his.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be really good. Shout out to Houston. Houston potentially could have two top five players in that draft, in him and Thompson and Cam Whitmore.
bro, they're doing good.
Yeah,
They're doing. This summer league is actually one of the better ones I've watched. I remember the bad summer league days when Bruno Caboclo was the best player on the Raptors, young guys. But like, you know what? It's pretty fun to watch. The Thompson twins are balling. Like it's going
yeah.
good. I think one of them are going to be rookie of the year, either them or Bias, one of the Toronto Raptors rookies. But speaking of the Raptors, despite their loss yesterday against the Bulls, Very, very good performance from their undrafted guy, Marquise Noel. Like I just
Yeah, I
said, the
heard he
points
played
he
well.
dropped. Grady Dick, a bit of a lackluster performance from him, but he's fairly new. Moses Brown going out there playing some great defense for us. Ron Harper Jr. doing well for us. Like we have a lot of young guys, that we can hopefully develop in the future. With Darko, I have no clue how to say his last name, but it's looking good. The Raptors' future is looking good. The only problem me and my boy David were talking about, it's gonna be a long time before we even see like a contender. Like we're not gonna be contenders for a while. I've come to terms that for maybe the next 2, 3 years, we're gonna have to be in a rebuilding position, and there's not much we could really do about that. But like as a fan, it just sucks to say that because you want your team to win right away. But as like the real basketball NBA fan in me is just excited to see how well we do with developing these young guys. Pascal said that he wants to go. Was it before the trade deadline or before the season starts? Whatever. All I know is that he wants to trade. So that gives us the opportunity to bring in more young guys to build around, get more picks.
Yep.
So it's a bright future for the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, he's probably going to either Atlanta or Sacramento. That's what there's like the
Sacramento.
two.
I didn't hear
Yeah,
Sacramento.
yeah, they're one of the teams that won Pascal.
Because I know
That
if he went to
actually makes
Atlanta, we'd be getting
sense.
DeJounte Murray back.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Raptors, try and get Davion Mitchell. I mean,
Yeah, young, young,
that'd be the
young
that'd be
wing,
the
bro.
best one.
Defensive.
Yeah, he could be really good. So
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be the move for Toronto. I mean, DeJounte is cool, but he's also older.
Yeah, that's the problem. And uh I think me and you have been saying for maybe like 4 or 5 years that this kid's gonna be an all-star. But
Yeah, and he's a bit
he
too good to rebuild.
yeah, he
You know.
he he's also stayed the same to
Yeah, I
me
mean,
anyways. Like,
yeah, I
don't get me wrong,
agree.
he's like a triple double guy. But it's like, I think much like Pascal, I don't think he can be the main guy on a team. I think he has to be like a second option. Is that
Yeah,
safe to say? Yeah.
yeah, it's safe. Yeah.
So like so what other trades do you think could happen for Pascal besides Atlanta and uh what's it called? Sacramento.
Trying to think, man. What I mean, Portland would have made sense if Dame was staying, but he's not, so that's out of the window.
Except knowing Portland, they still might do it. Like
Yeah, they
because
still
Portland's
might.
stupid. Because I think there's a solid chance where we could trade for Shaden Sharp or
Anthony
uh
Simons,
yeah, Anthony Simons, like one of those two guys. Uh Me
probably
personally,
Anthony Simons. I'm not. If I'm Portland, bro, I'm not trading Shaded Sharp.
exactly. But
If
that
I'm
port that
Portland,
Portland front office is stupid. So Portland, Shannon Sharp, Shannon
yeah,
Sharp.
they'd be
He's
dumb,
been
man.
in Toronto. He's watching Jays games, bro. Like I'm telling you, every episode, I'm gonna talk about Shannon Sharp until he comes to Toronto because it will happen.
Yeah,
Mark
he
my
has
words.
really good ceiling. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
on a really good team too. Yeah, but at least for Pascal, again, the Kings, the Hawks, those two teams that just make the most amount of sense. Trying to think. I'm not sure what other team could really use him that's going to be good. Um, the Hornets, that'd be cool if they're competing, but they have zero assets to even work. But I do think they're interested in Pascal, so like that'd be another destination.
yeah.
Maybe OKC, but they need more shooting, so
Yeah.
I don't think that's fun. Yeah, so Atlanta, Sacramento, the
There's a
Hornets.
possibility that we could put together a trade for Dame, but like that's really unrealistic.
Yeah, and if you're gonna get Dame, it would make sense to keep Pascal and OG since
Yeah,
because
I think.
Pascal,
Yeah,
OG, and Dame, that's it. That's a really good trio with some
yeah.
good supporting players. But yeah, I mean that means Scotty's probably gonna have to be gone if that's the
Yeah,
case.
yeah, sadly. I'm trying to, because right now I'm just looking back at, you remember that video we did a while ago where we like took the place of general managers and rebuilt a team of our choice?
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of like, because I know we've been thinking about signing Io DeSumo, free agent right now. Great
Mhm.
player that we could get. Uh, I'm thinking maybe Pascal to the Magic, and we could get some of their younger guys like Caleb Houston or possibly even Cole Anthony, like guys like that.
Yeah, that'd be
Uh,
good. I mean, they could definitely use Pascal on that team.
yeah,
So
right.
yeah, I'm
I
looking at the other teams in the East. The only two teams that make sense in the East would be the Magic and the Pacers, since they could definitely use a power forward.
yeah, I was thinking about the Pacers as well, but like I don't know who the Pacers would give up for him. It'd probably be like Andrew Nemhard or I would want Benedict Mathurin, but it
Oh
probably won't
yeah, I
happen.
don't. Yeah, that's
If I'm the
he's probably
Pacers,
untouchable.
yeah,
So
if I'm the Pacers, I don't make any trades this year. I just keep developing my young team. They
their
need a power
team,
forward, of course, but like,
yeah, their team actually like based off what they've done, they got Obi Toppin, who I think will be good for them, because he's a guy who
oh, I
should
didn't
have
know
been.
that.
Yeah, they got Obi Toppin for like a second, like 2 second round picks or something like that. So
Damn, good for
yeah,
them.
yeah. So I think they actually have a pretty good team. They got Tyrese Mathurin, who should be starting. Got Buddy Hield off the bench. Miles Turner, Jarris Walker, Bruce Brown is
Yeah,
on the team. So yeah, I just think they should just run it with what they have. Hope Tyrese doesn't get injured like what happened last year. Because before he got hurt, they were in that like 6 to 8 range. So
yeah,
it would be better for them just to keep to do what they're doing. And
yeah. They got a
that's it.
deep young roster. I've also been seeing some potential trades for Miles Turner. Uh, maybe, but like we have Jakob Poeltl, so it's like
Yeah,
there's not much that we need there. We'd probably have to trade Poeltl, but we just re-signed him to what like 80 mil. So yeah, speaking of $80 million,
that was a big contract. But
speaking of $80 million, the Houston Rockets signed Fred VanVleet to $145 million, something like that,
mhm.
and Dylan Brooks to $80 million. Fred's getting paid for 4 years. Dylan Brooks is getting paid $80 million for 2 years. 2 years. And then we have Russell Westbrook in LA making $8 million for 2 years because they had him on some hometown discount. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Like, listen,
that's
Houston,
crazy.
what are you doing? What are you
I'll say
doing?
the good thing about those trades, there's a team option, I think, on the third year for both of the contracts. So they'll probably just let them go after. In terms of now, I actually Dylan Brooks makes sense because he can play defense, which is something they need.
But $80 million for two
It
years?
They had to spend the money because
That's,
there's a rule in the NBA.
yeah,
So the
yeah.
contract looks bad, but in 2 years, both of them are gone. They're going to be off the team. But the one that doesn't make sense for me is Van Vliet because you have so many young guards that I would want to play. Unless you're putting Van Vliet on the bench, which they should do because I'm not going to tank.
What?
No, Van Vliet's better than the people on the team.
No, of
But
course.
I'm not risking Amen. I want Amen Thompson and Jalen Green to play as much as possible.
Of course.
So yeah, I mean, whether Van Vliet would like that. If I'm Udoka, that's what I'm doing because I'm like,
And you know what? Knowing Udoka, he probably will do that. And then knowing Van Vliet, he'll get pissed off and demand a trade.
yeah,
But
nobody's trading for
I
that
just don't
contract.
understand if he really had $130 million value, which in reality is probably $100 million value.
Yes,
Why didn't we do a sign and trade? Toronto Raptors. That's what I want to know.
that's a
Because
good question.
you guys saw the TikTok I posted. I was screaming at the top of my lungs because I'm pissed off at this point. I'm tired of us letting
Uh,
players walk for free. It happened a while ago after 2020. We let Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol, those two great guys for us. We let them walk for free. We like the best deal we've gotten in the past few years is Norman Powell for Gary Trent Jr. And that's even iffy. They're pretty same, like they're on the same level type thing. But
yeah,
it's like we got to stop letting our players walk for free. It happens
facts.
so often, and it pisses me off because we do it way too much. If Fred VanVleet truly had $100 million value, we should have done a sign and trade. We could have done something with it, but instead we decided to sign Dennis Schroeder to a hefty contract.
Yeah, I'm not
Like,
gonna lie. Signing another guard who can't shoot when your young player Barnes can't shoot, I just find that confusing. Like it would have made D'Lo. I would have gone after D'Lo since
that's
he's
what I'm
much younger, and he
saying.
could have shot. Shoot, or honestly, don't sign either one of them. But D'Lo would have made more sense. He's
I would have
younger,
preferred D'Lo, yes.
yeah, and he could shoot. But yeah, the Dennis Schroeder signing
That's
is
poor.
yeah,
That's piss poor from the Raptors, bro. Because
Yeah.
for real, we want to sign Dennis Schroeder when uh, I think, to be honest, he shouldn't start. I think we have a Houston Rockets situation going on, and
He
I
should
think we should
start.
start Marquise Noel and Grady
I
Dick,
agree.
and then we have Scotty Barnes running the small forward. Because I know some people were thinking about having Marquise Noel coming off the bench and having Scotty run the point, but I think I think he needs to develop his stretch skills a bit more.
He needs to learn how to shoot a bit
Yeah,
more before he can run the point guard.
yeah, because I don't want a Ben Simmons situation on our hands. Don't get me wrong, he's a better shooter than Ben Simmons will ever be.
But I mean
Uh,
that's not saying much though.
yeah, that's the thing. So I think we need to develop his like stretch three, stretch four skills a bit more. See how well he plays on the front court a bit, and then we could possibly promote him to like a point guard position, maybe. And that's a big maybe. And I think they will experiment with him at point guard a lot more, especially because we just lost Delano Benson, which is
Yep.
horrible from us, man. I'm very sad that we lost him, but you know, it it is what it is, and he's in a better situation in Boston right now. He'll probably get some more minutes over there. He's no longer on a two-way contract, I believe, so that's pretty good. Um, but there's a lot of things for the Raptors to consider this year, especially with their lineups, and uh, I'm just gonna be pissed off if it fluctuates a lot this year, just like it did last year. Because last year we had like I remember the specific stat in the first 25 games of the season, we had 15 different starting lineups. How does that happen? How is that possible? So
I don't
this
know.
year, I want a solid starting five. I
Yeah.
think we could experiment a lot in the summer league this year, and see which players are starter worthy and starting quality. And I think we could experiment with maybe like a good veteran lineup in the first couple games, and then experiment with a younger lineup in the next few. Maybe do like a 5-5 type thing, and then put both together for the rest of the season. Because as it showed last year with Scotty Barnes, sorry, no, Scotty Barnes. There's a restaurant called Scotty Barnes that me and my boys go to. But Scotty Barnes. And show with him last year, the inconsistent minutes with him had a very big development stunt for him. Um
Yes.
and we can't let that happen again because we can't me personally, I believe if he had consistent minutes, he would have been above and beyond. But because of the inconsistency that Nick Nurse and the front office had and their disagreements with about Scotty Barnes, sorry, I think that he was not the player that he could have lived up to be, and I think that has stunted his growth. I think this
Agreed.
year,
Yeah.
yeah, I think this year he has the potential to have an all-star season. Uh, but that is up to Darko and the front office to see if they're on the same page with his minutes
Yeah.
because I
Yeah. The
believe
key
that
for
he's a
him is
30-minute
just
guy.
shooting, bro.
Yeah,
The key for
yeah,
like what will make or break Scotty Barnes is that his offensive ability.
yes,
Because if he becomes really good offensively, that's an all NBA. It's one of the best players in the world. But if he doesn't, that's like all star ish, all defensive kind of guy.
yeah,
So
yeah, and that's his problem, right? So I'm happy that we've surrounded him with new shooters and Grady Dick and Marquise Noel.
yeah,
Uh, But that Dennis Schroeder signing was just horrible, especially if you want Scotty to blossom into a point forward.
yeah.
Horrible, horrible.
All
They had so many guys that
depends.
could have gone after.
Yeah, just get something good out of Pascal. That's the goal next.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, I guess you could still keep OG on the team. I
that's
don't
what I
think he's
want
gonna
to
be.
try to do.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, if they should have if they were going to trade him, they should have traded him in the during the trade deadline
Yeah,
because teams were mad desperate, offering like 3 first round picks for a guy who's like, well, he is one of my favorite players to watch. He's like a fringe all-star caliber player.
yeah,
So that should tell you teams are desperate. Yeah, that's not going to happen again because he's on a rental now. So teams are going to be, yeah, it's just better to sign him, re-sign him,
yeah.
and yeah, that man asking for more offensive responsibilities is crazy. I saw a report about that. That's mad, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, OG, bro, that's not your role, bro. There's no good team you're going on where they're gonna feature you as like a first option.
Yeah, that's our problem. OG can't be a first option. OG Anunoby, I love you. You're one of my favorite players in the league right now. But you're not a first option, blood, and you got to realize that. Okay, so it's like I love you, bro, but you know you are an incredible defender and an above average player on offense.
Yeah.
But I think that's all you're capable of, especially last year because you had like a 20 game stretch where you were the first option and you averaged 20 points. And you can't be doing that as a first option. And it sucks to say that, but we are in a world where there's teams scoring 150 every single night. And to be the first option and only score 20 points is poor, especially when you have guys going out there averaging 35.
Mhm.
So OG Anunoby, you're a great player, but in order for you to be a first option, you got to step up and score, my boy.
Yeah,
You're,
he's
you're you're efficient, but
probably
like, come on,
like a third option on a championship team right now. Some of the
that's
teams
what he
that would have
was.
wanted him, like I know the Pelicans wanted him. He would have been the third best player on that team. Yeah, like teams like that, for example, like he's a third option. I don't know where he got the idea that he was a first option, but anyway.
Yeah, just there's a lot of morale issues with the Raptors this year, but
Hmm.
I don't know. That's pretty much all I got to say about the Raptors of the Summer League this year. So I'm gonna start wrapping up. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. This is episode 99. 99 of the Release Podcast. 100th episode is coming soon. And we need
Yep.
you guys. I'm posting this clip. Okay, I'm gonna just restart this. Ready? 100th episode is coming soon. We need you guys to tell us what you want us to do because we have no clue. We have a lot of ideas, but we haven't narrowed it down to specifically one. So when I post this, I want you guys to email, DM, text, whatever you guys want to do. Just let us know the ideas that you have for us for the 100th episode. We're trying to make it interactive. We're trying to make it fun. So you guys let us know what you want to do. Have a great day, evening, night, wherever y'all stay at. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, comment, share, because that way we can get bigger than we already are. Like I said,
Yep.
we outlasted Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. So we're taking over. We're taking over
uh
ESPN, TNT, wherever y'all at. Sign us. Thank y'all so much for watching. Peace.